as fast as I could. It's always nice to get to the podium before the applause stops, otherwise you look like a waiter. Anyway, as she mentioned, my name is Raymond Opezzo. I'm the current president and proud to be of the Royal Oak Rotary Club. We're celebrating our 100th anniversary. Our birthday will be April 1st, 2024. So we've been around a century. We're committed to service. Our motto is service above self. We meet on alternate Tuesdays at the Royal Oak First Presbyterian Church, and as any organization, obviously we're looking for members. Someone once asked me why I moved to this city 5 years ago, and the answer is quite simple. My initials are on just about everything, including the manhole covers. So at 77, when I get lost or drunk, I can crawl home following the manhole covers to South Main Street. However, it's been our tradition as the Royal Oak Rotary Club to be tasked with introducing the mayor for the State of the City address. It's my privilege as well as pleasure to introduce this individual. I take great joy and pride in living in the city. I'm involved in it, and I'm just astonished by what I see in the growth and the development of this fine city. Would you please join me in recognizing the mayor of this great city, Michael Fournier. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ray. Wow, what a great day to be in Royal Oak. It's a little gloomy outside, but we can just feel the energy in here today. Thank you to all of you for taking time out of your Tuesday pre-lunch plans and joining us here in fabulous Royal Oak. I just want to recognize the Rotary Club. Thank you for hosting this event today. I want to recognize Judy Davids and our city staff for helping prepare for today's event. It seems simple, but really there's a lot of work that goes into putting on an event like this, and we're so fortunate to have Judy Davids, our community engagement specialist, among others, helping us out today. I'm joined here by some of my colleagues. We have Commissioner Hunt here, Commissioner Douglas, who spoke earlier, Commissioner Colo is here as well, and we're also blessed with the presence of Judge Kolakowski, who is our new judge in the 44th District Court. We welcome him here as well. Former Mayor Ellison, Treasurer Wittenberg is here with us as well, Oakland County Treasurer. We see Representative Weiss is here, Representative McDonald, and State Senator Stephanie Chang is here as well with us today. So we're very fortunate to have a great group of people, not just in City Hall, but all around us representing our needs and helping us through our challenges and capitalize on our opportunities. So we're very grateful for that. But I think all of you are here today to really understand what the true state of our city is. And it really is my pleasure to state that the state of our city is strong, and we're truly blessed to live in a safe, welcoming, vibrant, and resilient community. It's a fact that we remain one of the safest cities in America. We continue to be regarded as one of the best places to live in Michigan. I think it's always fun, at least every year or every couple times a year, we get these online ratings that come out with all their algorithms and everything. And it's still kind of fun. We were recently, by Home Snacks, just rated one of the best cities to live in Michigan because of our low crime rate. We got great schools, props to the school board. Our unemployment rate hovers around 3%, which is pretty darn low. And the cost of living sits right about the national average. And the quote that they gave us is, Royal Oak offers access to everything a major city has to offer. At the same time, it has its own selling points. And of course, all of us in this room know that. We live in an amazing place, a strong place, and a safe place. So a little bit about public safety. One of the most important jobs that we do as a city is to provide public safety. It's no accident that Royal Oak remains one of the safest places to call home. Our dedicated police and fire professionals strive for excellence and lead by example. Again, this is not by accident. This is through the hard work of both departments, their professionalism, their desire to constantly improve their vocation. An example of this is Chief Moore, who is here with us today. He's sitting in the back. He thinks that he can hide back there, but he can't. Last year, he attended the FBI National Academy in Quantico, Virginia. While he was down there, he completed an 11-week course that law enforcement leaders from 25 countries, 5 military organizations, and 5 federal agencies go to learn about how to police and how to do it the right way. While he was down there, he took 5 graduate courses. And what's important about this is that Chief Moore, through his leadership, is taking all of these learnings and bringing it back here to the city of Royal Oaks to ensure that we have the very best and well-respected police department in the state. And we see that in some of the accreditations that we've received. This year we had a presentation at City Commission. We received the prestigious award from the Michigan Law Enforcement Accreditation Commission with a unanimous vote. We met and exceeded all 108 rigorous standards. So any of you that work in private industry that know about audits and how painful it can be, our police department really planned and was able to exceed all of these 108 rigorous standards. A lot of the things we talk about in policing today, what police departments should be doing, the Royal Oak Police Department is doing. And we're doing that because we have a culture of learning, we have a culture of growing, we have a culture of accountability. And this accreditation reflects that. Only about 10% of police departments throughout the state actually have this accredited status. So we're truly a leader in this, and we continue to push the envelope with our standards. And it's clear the highlights of the ROPD's commitment to constant improvement and service to the community is clear. Some of the other things that the department has been working hard on is the crisis intervention team. Policing isn't just chasing down bank robbers and issuing traffic tickets. There's a lot more to what we define as safety. The CIT is a community partnership with the ROPD, community mental health, and individuals living with mental illness. This training affords our officers to help them approach, assist, and de-escalate individuals experiencing a mental health crisis, which I think we can all say is on the rise in society. It also consists of 40 hours of instruction from both law enforcement instructors with mental health clinicians. And we currently have 21 trained officers, and we're continuing to push to get all of our officers trained in this. And this is critical for our police department to be able to ensure that no matter what state of mind you're in, that you're safe. And when these situations arise, being able to de-escalate and being able to understand and to have that training and to have that confidence to manage these situations for the best possible outcomes is critically important. We also are working on a quick response team, QRT, and that's coming soon. We're preparing a rollout of our comeback quick response team. The QRT is a partnership between law enforcement and Families Against Narcotics, aimed to assist survivors of drug overdoses. Within days of a person experiencing a non-fatal overdose, the QRT team will perform a wellness check to offer individual help and resources. This is something that informally I can tell you that our police officers have been doing over the years. They care about each and every member of this community, and when there has been a situation, they're there the next day. They're helping out those individuals that need it. And again, safety is defined in so many different ways, and we need and are doing a better job to address both the mental health crisis that we face as well as situations dealing with substance disease. On the fire side, we have Chief Cummins here with us today, looking very dapper in his suit. We had a busy year. In fact, one of our busiest years in the FD. There were 4,549 incident responses in 2023, a record volume expected this year. It's also our 110th anniversary for the department, so they've seen a lot over 110 years. Of that, so it's not all fighting fires. We have professionally trained EMTs, and over 3,000 of those calls were for medical responses. We had 78 fires extinguished. And we also respond because, we're not on an island here. Communities help each other out. We also responded to 185 mutual aid responses to our neighbors as well. So every day, our our engines, our ambulances are out there working on our behalf, being there in our worst possible time to pick us up and get us the help that we need. And so, you know, as a community, we've invested in the fire department. We are taking delivery of 2 new ambulances, which is critically important for service, especially as we prepare for an aging population. And once we, when the aerial ladder we also got is delivered, all of our frontline apparatus will have been replaced. That means 2 ambulances, 3 engines, those big pumpers, as well as an aerial platform, a ladder truck. So this is really important to know that you know, your equipment needs to work. We need to invest in the things that keep us safe. And this city commission and our fire department is committed to ensuring that the tools that we use to keep us safe are always in working condition and state of the art. Also to know, Fire Station 3 up near Rochester Road is getting some improvements as well, and some of the conversions to make a training center there will really help our fire department personnel train under new conditions that are ever evolving, and have it here locally in Royal Oak. And it really helps them train and prepare for some difficult situations. So again, it's not just the equipment. We're investing in our people. We're investing in our acumen to ensure that public safety will always be delivered in this community. And we're very proud of the work that our fire department is doing. And just even on a fun note, I don't know if this really fits our sustainability plan, but certainly it helps with the modernization of our fire department. We're actually converting from a lot of gas tools to a lot of battery-operated electric tools, which I can tell you I had the opportunity to go out to OCC with Commissioner Colo, and there was a big difference carrying a Jaws of Life that had a very large hydraulic engine on it, and also using the battery-operated tool, which allowed for a lot more maneuverability. And I got to tell you, our firefighters work extremely hard and have to do a lot of things that require some heavy lifting, literally, and we couldn't be more proud of them. And so, just on a public safety note, it's clear that our community is safe. It's clear why we're investing in public safety, and we'll continue to do so for years to come. And I just want to thank our police department and our fire department, the hardworking women and men that help make this happen. And if you give a moment, can we just give an applause to all of our public safety officials? They truly are an example, not just for all of us, but an example for other departments in the area. So let's talk about the really fun stuff, financials. We're fortunate enough to welcome a new finance director, Deborah Lichtenberg. She's here today, I saw, and she has brought in a new budgeting process this year that was really helpful and effective. We really took it, instead of just focusing on numbers and where we're putting our money, but really taking this process and leading by our values as a community to determine what the budget priorities should be and how we can make it work. One of the things that we've been working on is the City of Royal Oak has partnered with OpenGov to enhance the transparency and provide residents with a budget document that's easier to understand and navigate. Previously, we've always had a large budget document that has anything that you'd ever want to understand. But if you don't have a PhD in finance or you're not a CPA, sometimes it can be a struggle to navigate through that document. So we've really tried to make it in a simplistic form that really highlights what we're doing, why we're doing it, where our hard-earned tax dollars are going, and what that investment in whatever it may be, a new pumper or an investment in our website, whatever it may be, that it's transparent to the public and they understand the reasons why. And we really believe this is going to be an effective tool to help with citizen engagement and really encourage people to participate more in the budgeting process, which I believe is the most important process that we have in the city. Our budget includes about $28 million of funding for investments in city infrastructure, parks, buildings, and other long-lived assets. The budget does not call for new debt issuances, which is a really good thing. We really look at our budget capital projects, and we accomplish this with cash accumulated in funds and through current revenues. So we're not borrowing to invest in the future. We've been very disciplined over the last decade about how we manage our budget. And now we're seeing our ability to invest in the future without issuing debt to be more and more important. We also, as residents, we put our hearts together and we passed and approved some millages. In 2022, we approved the Parks, Recreation, Forestry, and Animal Shelter millages, as well as the Senior Services millage. And so what this helps us do is have a funding mechanism that will forever, these funds can only be spent on those activities. So we'll always have a consistent form of revenue to invest in recreation, parks, animal shelter, and senior services. It's not the only money we're spending on those elements, but it certainly means that future generations of city commissions will at least have this revenue, even when times get tough, to ensure that we're maintaining these services, because keeping this community livable and enjoyable is important. We also have been a beneficiary of ARPA funding. We got about another $28 million that we're spending over about 4 broad categories of uses. We had a strong community engagement process about how this money should be spent in the community. I want to thank every citizen that took time to fill out surveys, attend charrettes, and really help us understand what the priorities are to the community so we could allocate that funding appropriately. And like I said before, when we were talking about leading with our values in the budgeting process, this budget, if you go and open up the document, you can easily see how we're funding our priorities. Some of our initiatives clearly are advancing high priority initiatives, commitment to reliable infrastructure, build and enhance community amenities, enhancing communications, and achieving long-term fiscal health. And so every topic area within the budget, you'll see how it affects these elements. Another cool thing, we've been able to hold on to our AA bond rating as a city. There's been certainly some challenging, rocky financial situations that have been impacting the globe, some uncertainty out there, and those who are investing with Royal Oak, those who are owning and buying those bonds are clearly saying that Royal Oak is under good fiscal management. It doesn't mean that we're not without our challenges. It doesn't mean that our municipal financial system doesn't need to be relooked at, but what it does mean that as a community, we funded the things that we need to fund, and we've managed our budget in a way that has led others to underscore our financial strength. So very proud of the work we've done as a community when it comes to our financial management. So maybe this is a little bit more of a fun topic. This is something more tangible that we're seeing happen in the community. People want to be here. They want to work here. They want to live here. And we know this by the continued investment we see in our city. In our neighborhoods, we're a mature community. We've seen 49 new home permits for single-family homes in our community. In addition, we've seen several requests, the building of, and permits issued for several multifamily home projects in the community as well. Clearly, those with money are investing in Royal Oak because they see the need and the demand for people wanting to live in our community. So while we love businesses to come in, we love jobs, we love the fact that we're doing all the right things to attract people here to call Royal Oak home. Like Ray. Several prominent real estate companies have also opted to move their local offices here in Royal Oak. Colliers International moved from Southfield right here to 4th Street in the same building that also houses Howard & Howard. HED, architectural firm, has moved its Michigan office and 100 employees to downtown Royal Oak. Agree Realty Corp., a retail real estate investment trust, purchased and built out the former Art Van furniture store on Woodward. We've all seen that if you drive up and down Woodward, taking 50,000 square feet there to double its size and move that from Bloomfield Hills. So the things that we have downtown, the things that we have in our community, these things that we all enjoy as residents, we'll call them amenities, are really attracting people to locate their businesses here because they know that people just don't want to go into the office all day. In fact, a lot of people are working from home these days, but when they are here, they want to be able to go for a walk. They want to be able to enjoy a nice meal. They want to be able to go see a show. And so this just underscores You can take my word for it, or you can take the word of millions of dollars being invested in our community, not just now, but over the last decade. That is proof that we're doing some things right as a community here. And while we all can't work for Colliers or Howard & Howard or Great Realty, we can all enjoy several dining establishments that have come to Royal Oak this year. We welcome the return of Hopcat and their amazing French fries. Give Thanks Bakery opened up a location here. If you guys haven't tried Give Thanks, it's really a great place. Royal Oak Masala, Norwegian Indian Cuisine, Kacha Thai Market, Pop's Honey Shop, and I'm sure there are a few others that I'm missing. But we continue to be a destination, not just for people to work, but for people to play and to enjoy life. And we have always new and vibrant features in our downtown. Some of the other things that we're proud to have achieved, the Crew Detroit Impact Awards recognized outstanding commercial property developments in Southeast Michigan that significantly impacted the surrounding communities. Last year, the Royal Oak Civic Center project won the Impact Award for Best New Construction. So this was a challenging project that we took on through a private-public partnership. You can see the Henry Ford development out there, Centennial Commons, our new City Hall. Its Crew has recognized us as being a leader in this and actually got us an award, an Impact Award, for the impact that we're having on our economy here in the community. Centennial Commons was one of the 4 finalists in the Michigan Municipal League's Community Excellence Award, the most prestigious Michigan Municipal League community honor. So we're also being recognized not just for the economic impact, but anyone that's spent any time in Centennial Commons knows like what a great park it is and how, especially after COVID, we need these spaces to bring people together and reconnect and get off the phone and get with each other. And so we're very proud of the work that we've done with Centennial Commons. Some other cool things that are happening, Oakland Community College broke ground on its $74 million Culinary Institute right on the south part of downtown. It's a 3-story addition. It's being added to the campus where students can learn and prepare and serve fine dining recipes. I think this is news to all of our ears. I mean, if you like food, awesome. If you like art, even better. And to have this educational institution investing in our community is really solid news we can all be happy with. Also, I think worth mentioning, we've had a lot of developments throughout the city, a lot of new construction. And the City Commission has worked hard with our responsible construction ordinance, our contracting ordinance. We've worked hard with our community benefits resolution, and we're starting to see the benefit of that. We have a new LEED certified building that's under construction right out here at 11 and Main Street. It's a mixed-use development. It will include retail, restaurant, and residential and Class A office space. And what's significant about this is we now are such a happening place that we have the ability to call some shots as a community. And when these buildings go up, we can say, look, we love to bring you to town. We love the investment you're making. But, we're going to need to see some things in the development that align with our values as a community. And so the developer, without even blinking an eye, said, yes, we'll make this building LEED certified. And so I'm very happy to see this building go up, and it'll be one of many in the future that will start to underscore our commitment to sustainability. So maybe more on the fun side, parks, recreation, and livability. We continue to invest in all of our citizens to keep Royal Oak an amazing place to call home. With over 50 parks, I think if you survey anybody, you talk to anybody in the street, one of the first, I want to say it's number 1, but it's definitely in the top 2. What do you love about Royal Oak? We love our parks, unquestionably. We've made some accomplishments over the last year when it comes to livability, recreation, and parks. With the hard work of Commissioner Douglas, we have an aging in place plan that we're putting in place and we're executing. We have to prepare for an aging population. This is a fact. And it's going to require a lot of finesse, a lot of planning, and a lot of investment. We've updated our Parks and Rec Master Plan. I talked about our community benefits guidelines. So all of the things that we're doing have to, subscribe to a certain set of values that we embrace as a community. And I'd also like to say livability matters to our 4-legged furry friends. We have Jody Ellison, our animal shelter manager, back here. We're very proud and very excited to welcome the new animal shelter, way overdue, but it's going to really be a great place for our friends that sometimes find themselves in need of being relocated or reconnected with their owners or finding a new home. And that's going to be a great ribbon cutting ceremony that we'll have here, hopefully sooner as opposed to later. Some of the park updates: Hudson Park is getting significant improvements. The south part of town, $800,000 worth of improvements. Commissioner Colo, not just because he lives across the street, but he hates it when I say that, but he had a hand in really bringing the community together and making sure that park can really serve a broad neighborhood. I think one of the best stories in Parks and Recreation this year is Hammerfinch Wilkins Park. The naming of that park, the $200,000 of improvements. For those of you who happen to not be aware of this park, it is really a park that will honor some of our first pioneers in Royal Oak, first African American family to really settle here and be a helpful and productive asset in growing Royal Oak. And their story is remarkable. We could talk 25 minutes on their story alone, but it's long overdue. It's an amazing story. It's something that I think will be a gem of the city, and I can't wait till this spring when we dedicate that park. It will be amazing. We are also the beneficiary from the Fred A. Erb Foundation for the Arboretum. We put a trail in there. We got $200,000. We had a nice ceremony earlier this year, which will make the Arboretum accessible to everybody. Just a great story there. We're having some renovations right now going on at the Senior Center. We're getting some sliding doors in there, which will make the Senior Center more accessible. And we're getting a technology upgrade as well, just to mention a few things. Clearly, with our aging in place plan, there will be many more investments that we're going to be making related not just to the Senior Center, but in general, but those are just a couple. One of the things that really took off, I shouldn't say surprisingly, because like I said, our community just loves our parks. We had the Park Passport program this year. In fact, there was like sold out demand to get these passports so you could put your stickers in it. But wow, what a great feeling having so many people wanting to get out of the, go from the living room to the playground and see all the amazing parks that we have in our city. And it also helped really identify some new fun play spots for folks, or if you maybe don't have kids at the playing age, new things and experiences to have, because our parks are so different depending on where they're at in the city and what their history is. And so that was a wild success, and I think that's just a testament to how much our community values our parks and how vested we are in them and how much we'll continue to promote and invest our parks. We talked a little bit about Hammerfinch Wilkins Park. Again, we're recognizing Henry and Elizabeth Hammer's contributions to our community and celebrate their legacy as an important role in shaping our city's history. And we did receive $50,000 from the Oakland County Parks Community Grants Program, so I really want to put a shout out to Oakland County for helping us with that. And this is really going to be a neat park, like I said. This spring, please join us for the dedication of that park. I think you'll be wowed and amazed. We also had another park that we renamed this year. We renamed Exchange Park to Isabel and Myron Zucker Park. For those of you who don't know, the Zuckers, they moved here back in the late 20s, early 30s, and they were big promoters of the park system. And as this community was starting to become a rural area and turning more into the urban area it is today, the thought from the Zuckers was there shouldn't be a child that has to cross a major road to get to a park or be more than a certain walkable distance to a park. So they worked really, really hard in our planning and the development of neighborhoods to ensure that we have the parks that we have today. They were fundamental in planting a lot of the trees that we see and enjoy today, these mature trees that we are blessed to have in our community, and a big part were because of the Zuckers. And so we couldn't think of a better way to recognize that stewardship, that leadership, to do things that they themselves would never really experience, but that we all get to experience today. And so we'll be having a dedication to Isabel and Myron Zucker Park here as well, I believe in the spring. And we encourage you to come out to that, because these stories matter. And they matter to who we are, and they matter to as an inspiration to our generation of leaders and future generations of leaders. So I wasn't really sure how to talk about sustainability as a separate individual topic, because it's really something that we're doing in everything that we do. Sustainability is a value and a priority. It's not a bullet point in an annual report, and as you'll see and have seen, we're creating a consciousness of culture in everything that we do. And what this means is, first, we're very proud that we are one of the cities to have a SCAP plan in place. I want to acknowledge the EAB, all the members that worked on putting together this SCAP from city staff to all of the volunteers. This goal adopted by the City Commission, we're looking to reduce greenhouse gases by 40% in 2030, and we want to get to a net zero by 2050. And the important thing here is that we operate the city in a way that supports the three pillars of sustainability, the community, the economy, and the environment. We've always said sustainability, being environmentally in tune, is not mutually exclusive to cost. It's not mutually exclusive to economic development. We can do these things together. I mentioned the building that's being built with LEED on the corner of 11 and Main. These things are possible. We just have to have this conscientious culture in everything that we do as a community and as a city, in every project. We have to be talking about sustainability on the forefront, not as an afterthought, not as a checkbox. And one of the ways that we're going to achieve this is that in the city budget, we approved the hiring of a SCAP manager. And this is really going to help our city heads and city departments, one, understand all the grants and everything that are out there to help us achieve our goals, understand the new technology, the new policies, the new and innovative things that communities are doing across the globe to achieve their plan. And it's also going to make sure that we maintain focus on this. We can see from wildfires in Hawaii to floods out east, a hurricane season that's supposed to be unprecedented this year. We're going to, we can't change everything that's going around us, but definitely within the four corners of our city, we can make change. And I'm very excited that we're taking this seriously, and hopefully we are a great example for other communities around us to adopt the same. Some of the things we've done so far, as this is still relatively new, the adoption, we've planted nearly 1,000 trees along roadsides in front of our homes. Trees do an amazing thing for managing stormwater, to keeping our homes cool. We got green infrastructure improvements at Pioneer Park. We got the installation of electrical infrastructure needed to activate Centennial Commons Park. And we're converting our streetlights to LED, and that should be completed this year and next year. So these are some small, low-hanging fruit, easy to do things. The biggest challenge that we have in front of us is when we're looking at a road project, and we have City Engineer Donahue here today. What do we do? Do we put bioswales in? Do we make sure that the runoff is managed? How do we do and consider sustainability in everything that we do? And this is going to be something that you'll see in almost every project. And every time something comes, I think, to the City Commission, a letter of recommendation, we're going to have to understand how it impacts our values, and sustainability is going to be one of those values. As you can tell, another run. So let's talk about roads and infrastructure for a moment as well. Everybody loves the roads. I think Commissioner Douglas once said, I wish the people who complain about the quality of roads will get with the people that complain about the construction of the roads and figure it all out. My lovely wife has mentioned to me that our neighborhood is tore up quite a bit, and she does express her frustrations that it's sometimes hard to navigate the city, but this is intentionally. We had a lot of work to do improving our roads, and we have over 200 miles of local streets here in Royal Oak, and they were in desperate need of repair. We were struggling years past finding the opportunity to get the state to help us with the promised funding for roads that we needed. I'm sure with the changes that we have now in Lansing, hopefully that problem will not be persistent. But we decided as a community that safe roads are important. We passed a road millage. We put that money to work. You're seeing projects all over the community. And to give you an idea, we have this thing called the PACER score. The PACER score is really just a report card on our roads. And our goal was to keep it at a 5, or at least be a 5 and above. And I'm happy to say we're at 5.18, which is a really good news story because it's not all about building new roads all the time. It's about getting out there and making sure we maintain them, that we joint seal them, that we fix things sooner as opposed to later to keep these roads and to keep our investment lasting for a long time. Last year, we improved over 18 miles of local roads. We resurfaced Main Street, Lincoln to 11 Mile. And we also improved Lincoln from Knowles to Campbell. You can see a lot of the improvements we made, the bioswales, the stormwater management, the pedestrian islands to make it safe for everybody to cross Lincoln. We're on track this year to finish almost another 18 miles of local roads, and we've refinished the surfacing of Lincoln, and we're working to complete Normandy Road between Coolidge and Crooks, and of course Rochester Road from North Main to 13 Mile. And we know a lot of orange barrels out there, but you know, every year the cost of construction is going up. And again, with the leadership of our engineering department, we made a conscious decision to lock in these contracts and to get more done with the money we have, as opposed to every year, you know, costs going up 10% plus sometimes. So it's a lot of frustration out there. I know it's hard to get around, but I promise you, you know, when we're done with this, it'll all pay off and we'll all be very happy with the results. I also like to make mention that there is a renewal, road millage renewal on the ballot this year. And so it's for 2.5 mils. And so this again will help us focus on the next 33 miles of major roads. We'll continue to maintain our local streets and sidewalks. So it's not about one and done. Roads cost money. Nice roads cost money. Functional roads cost money. Roads that prevent us from spilling our coffee on our way to work every morning, or you know, the flat tires on our kids' bicycles, whatever. Roads cost money. And so we will be asking voters to consider another millage to keep and maintain our roads to the highest possible standard. Additionally, we've been hard at work replacing galvanized and lead water lines for this year. We've replaced over 286 of them. So important work we had to do. And so our engineering department, our DPS department is exceptionally busy these days. So moving on to arts and culture. I think this is really what defines Royal Oak. Yes, we have great roads. Yes, we're in a strong financial position. Yes, we have world-class public safety. But people from outside of Royal Oak that come here really love what we do with arts and culture. And a while ago, this came with a commitment when we created the Commission for the Arts. That commission has really continued to work with the Art Explored program and really enabling and lifting up regular individuals to allow their art to be displayed in the community. And we also this year chose an artist laureate, Roberta Brown. She's a resident of Royal Oak, and she's become the second laureate, but the first in poetry. And so art just isn't the things you see on the walls, it's in everything that we deem as art. And so we're very proud of the work that the Commission of the Arts has been doing. We've had a number of events here in Royal Oak to really come out of COVID and promote people getting together and build excitement around the things we love. We had an amazing display on Memorial Day for the Field of Honor, and I really want to thank everybody that had a hand in that because it was really touching and really emotion driven, and I think it really showcased the type of community that we are and the respect that we have for our greatest heroes in the city. We also had a number of outdoor concerts this year. The Chamber put on concerts, the Commission for the Arts. And we will continue to have those concerts, which have been wildly successful. People sitting up on the hill, really enjoying the concerts. We had Winter Blast again this year. And one of the cool things, I know some people had some issues about the grass, but I just want to talk about the ice rink that we had this year. We had thousands upon thousands of folks come out and enjoy the ice rink. And while you may not be a skater, so many people that came out were skaters or wanted to learn to skate, and getting people again out of the house and seeing people of all ages really enjoy Centennial Commons more than just outside the summer, in my opinion, was a big win for the community. We have a lot of lessons learned. We're going to do some things differently moving into this winter, but it was really, I think, a great experience to see folks, especially in the dead of winter, come out of their homes and embrace a Michigan winter and enjoy the rink. And so from all intents and purposes, it was really successful. Life Now Playing is Royal Oak is best captured in a variety of events and our commitment to the arts. And this is true. From our library point of view, keeping our citizens informed will always be a top priority. The Royal Oak Public Library is a shining example of an institution doing its best work. I don't think there's a person out there that can say that they're not proud of our Royal Oak Public Library. Just a few things about the library. The use increased over the past year, approaching the pre-pandemic levels, which is really exciting. I don't think very many libraries have seen that sort of use go up. Circulation materials, both electronic and physical, were up 34.5% to 572,264. That's a lot of movement of information. And so it just continues to amaze me how well we do with our library. We remodeled the interior, which included new furnishings and a fireplace. And we got a $50,000 donation from the estate of Victoria Dickinson, which was really helpful to accomplishing our goals this year. In the library, we had the fire department celebrating a big birthday, 110 this year. The library, the building itself, is celebrating a 60th anniversary. And I just want to give big thanks to everybody that works at our library from the top down. They really do a good job with this community asset. We want to give a round for the ROPL. One of the things that I think also defines who we are, our city is each of us and all of us. We are so proud to celebrate what makes us who we are, which is a loving, welcoming, and vibrant place. I'm so proud of the work that this commission, this community has done when it comes to our Human Rights Commission. We put the ordinance in place last year, and we finally got our members appointed this year. And this commission was created to advise the city commission and the city manager and assist with efforts to bring greater equity and inclusion of diverse groups within the city of Royal Oak. The commission itself is really charged with accomplishing the following goals. We're going to work to develop surveys data collection for a variety of audiences, including residents, visitors, and employees. Developing partnerships with city departments and organizations to help drive community change. And connecting and meeting with community resources and community education programs to identify gaps. This is really an important commission that we have in the city, and like sustainability, we're going to lead with everything that we do to make sure that we remain and continue to invest in diversity and inclusion. It is our strength as a city, and we're going to double down on that strength. And I'm so happy that we have members of our community that jumped out to step up and push this commission and to join the commission, and I'd like to thank everybody for their help establishing this. We also had, I think, a pretty darn good turnout for our Juneteenth event this year. It was for the third year in a row, and it's getting better every year. It took place in Centennial Commons this year, and the event continues to grow, bringing educational awareness, unity, reflection, and empowerment to our community. And it was such a great day. The weather worked out perfectly, but the organizers of the event worked extremely hard to pull off an amazing event. This year, again, we also had our Family Pride event right here in the Farmers Market. It continues to be a safe, joyful space for all to celebrate and learn about Pride's history. It's an atmosphere of love, acceptance, and standing up for others, making it an enjoyable experience for all families in our community. And I hope this will be another example for other communities to adopt and really, be one of those contagious things throughout the region. And of course, we had Pride here just recently downtown, a great event, lots of great acts and music. So really a lot going on in our community to showcase, the love for one another, the love that we have for each other, as well as embracing who we are as a diverse and inclusive community. Just a little bit about early voting, since I have your ear. There's nothing more sacred than ensuring that our democracy prevails. Conducting safe and fair elections is one of the most fundamental responsibilities that we have as a government. We are introducing early voting this year, 9 days of it, 8 hours, October 28th to November 5th, and that's going to be at the M&M Center, or the Senior Center. And we're doing this we're going to be able to host Madison Heights at the same time, so we're trying to share resources here. Oakland County has been a good partner in this, and what we're hoping to do is ensure that if you can't come on election day, you're struggling with your absentee voting, that we have a place for you to come in and cast your ballot early. Oakland County is covering a lot of the costs for the equipment, and we're working on ensuring that we have enhanced accessibility to the ballot box, and we're promoting, and you'll see some things out there, voter participation, and like I talked about, the convenient early voting option. We're maximizing everything that the state is affording us to ensure that people, their right to vote, their ability to vote, the convenience of voting is at the highest level that we can do in this community. Mayor Lewis. We were saddened by the passing of Mayor Lewis. He made his mark on Royal Oak as mayor, on the County Parks Board, the Lions Club, and elsewhere in our community. Certainly our sympathies go out to his family, and we cherish his legacy. Mayor Lewis did live a long life. He left us at 94 years old this July. Mayor Lewis was committed much of his time here on this earth to public service. He was a member of the Royal Oak Planning Commission and the mayor of City of Royal Oak from 1975 to 1981. And he was a member of the Oakland County Parks Commission from 1981 to 2014, serving as chairman for 18 years. That's a huge accomplishment. And for anybody that's in public service, you know that it's always a challenge to make everybody happy. And everybody has ideas. And for that tenure of service, both within the city and certainly on the Parks Commission, was certainly something to be admired. And he was a long-term member and leader of the Lions Club. And so, again, our sympathies go out to his family. We thank Mayor Lewis for all of his contributions throughout the years, and wish his family the best. It's going to be a tough one for me to talk about, so I hope you guys can bear with me. Commissioner Perush isn't here with us today. She's at home with her family, her husband, her daughters, her granddaughters. Pat has touched the lives of everyone in Royal Oak, including those not yet born. She fully exemplifies what it means to be an ideal leader and public servant. She has not only been a mentor to many of us, she serves as an inspiration to all of us. If Pat hasn't touched you directly, she has in some way. If you haven't had a chance to meet Pat, I can tell you that she has improved your quality of life in this city unquestionably over her years of service. In 1979, at the age of 28, Pat made her first foray into politics. She announced her campaign to City Commission. Nobody knew that this ambitious candidate would achieve groundbreaking success in Royal Oak's political landscape. Her first election left city officials astonished. She topped all candidates in the city commissioner's race, securing the most votes. By 1983, Pat earned the position of mayor pro tem, showcasing her rising influence within the city's administration. In 1989, Commissioner Perush decided to pursue a higher office, the mayor's seat, and won by a landslide at only 38 years old. Her victory was extraordinary, securing all but 2 precincts. As mayor, she championed recycling programs, advocated alternatives for trash landfills, and prioritized preserving residential sectors. Her support for a strong business community was evident from her city commission voting record. Upon completing her 2nd term as mayor, she made the difficult decision to step down and embark on a career in law after earning her degree from Wayne State Law School. And for those of you that know Pat professionally, she spent a career fighting for environmental justice, and in everything that she did and everything in her soul was for the benefit of future generations. 2 decades later, she made a triumphant return to local government. In 2014, the Royal Oak City Commission unanimously appointed her to fill a vacancy. What was intended to be 1-year commitment resulted in nearly another decade of service. I remember having this conversation. Actually, it was more or less all of us begging Pat to stay on for much longer. Commissioner DeBuck remarked last night, probably the single most important decision we made as a commission was appointing Pat Perush back for the last 10 years. And certainly the last 10 years has been really, really challenging. We've seen the national political climate just get upended and kind of be in this crazy state. We've seen it all over, all around us. Yet the steady hand, the steady wisdom, the leadership of Commissioner Perush through these last 10 years has had a significant impact on everything that we've accomplished. She's been a true mentor. She's been a true advocate. She is a selfless example of what it means to be a public servant. And it goes without saying that recognizing her contributions to this community in a meaningful way makes sense. And last night, the City Commission voted unanimously that we will rename Waterworks Park Patricia Perush Park in honor of everything that she has done for this community for more than a third of her life. Pat, if you're watching and listening, we cannot say it enough. We love you, and thank you for everything that you've done for our city. In conclusion, the state of our city is strong. We have so much to be proud of, and we are so grateful for all who have helped shape who we are as a community. We certainly have challenges ahead, but if history proves true, we will always work together to overcome the adversity and forge a promising way forward. Thank you very much for being here today. Thank you for listening, and God bless Royal Oak. Thank you.